from yesterday. So,
Okay.
yeah, it was really a really crazy day. So.
Yeah, I know. It was here too. They showed up here. They got the blocks around.
Did they really?
What's that?
What time did they show up there at?
Probably about six and a half hours after they released you. I was expecting, here as soon as they'd book you, and they'd be here as well. The problem is, and they were very courteous. They called, she's out of town. Called Amelia and told her that they were out in front of the house, and asked if I would come out and speak with them. So I went outside. There were only two. One was Joint Terrorist Task Force detective. The other was FBI. And they didn't tell me at the time that they had cruisers blocking off the block everywhere. I found out from the neighbors later, so I called the FBI agent back because he left his number with me. And I said, listen, man, and I thank you for not showing up with a tax squad. You could have told me that you had the neighborhood shut off, because now neighbors were pissed off.
Oh, wow. They shut the whole neighborhood out?
Yeah.
Wow. We got to get this out. This is crazy.
Well, I mean, I understand securing the perimeter. If I was in charge of that operation, I'd do the same thing and secure the perimeter before I made contact. But he didn't tell me that at the time, and it's no big deal. Of course, I understand their procedure, but it would have been nice to have a heads up so that when the neighbor calls started coming in, I'd be prepared.
They treated me like total shit. I mean, when they got me in custody, they started easing off, but it was very aggressive and they lied, and they had probably about 30 people total. No exaggeration. They had the whole house, like they probably...
How did they get in your house?
That's a good question. That's what I asked. Check this out. This is how they did it. Okay, they were obviously they were planted around the house, the perimeter, and I was in the car, I remember hearing something in the bushes. I'm like, who's there? Who's there? And it kind of freaked me out. I didn't see anyone because it was dark, but I could hear like wrestling around. And anyhow, I was when I went inside the house, probably about midnight. I went in there, went to sleep. Well, my friend Jim, his brother, this is my family friend's family. Okay, his brother has a wife and 3 children. They left about 3 in the morning because they had to get back to.
No, I talked to J&E and Amy. They told me what happened.
Oh, it's crazy. That's how they got.
They stopped them down the road.
Yeah.
They stopped them down the road and had them say that they had a flat tire to get people to come out.
That's how they got in the house. When he had to lie to his dad and tell his dad he was broken down. So his dad and his dad's wife opened the door to leaving to go retrieve, help the son, and they're greeted with a bunch of assault rifles and everyone, aiming guns at
them. Yeah, but they still can't come in without a warrant. I don't understand how they got in.
That's because they bullied their way through. They shoved a piece of paper of Charles' picture in this face. Do you know this man? Of course he didn't. Then they shoved a picture of me in the face. Do you know this woman? He's like, yeah, we've known her for about 30 years. Where's she at? He's like, well, I'm not sure. She's either inside sleeping, or maybe she's at the beach because she said she was going to go down to the beach before she went to sleep. And
so they had to get permission to come in there.
Well, but it was bullied through the door. It wasn't done right. They basically said,
And then you told Amelia that they took our telephone numbers out of your cell phone. How did they do that? Because they can't do that without a warrant either.
Well, they asked if they could look at my cell phone because they were not believing that I had not had contact with Charles Dyer. Can you prove to us that you haven't had contact with him? Have you called him? And I'm like, the only number I've called is the only number I have for him. And you can see a record of me calling him if y'all want to look at it. He's like, can we see your cell phone? And so I'm like, whatever. Yeah, I let him look at it. And then as I'm scrolling through, my recent calls, they noticed y'all's number, and I guess they noticed a Florida number. And so who's that? I go, do not go traipsing through all these people's lives, because I'm telling you right now, these people do not know Charles Dyer, where he's at either. And they're like, well, and they were all scribbling in their pads as fast as they could, writing everyone's number down. That's why I called Amelia and give her a heads up. But
yeah, no, it's all right. It's no problem. We're not angry at you. It's just, I'm wondering how they got in and how they got to your cell phone without a warrant.
Well, they handcuffed me right away. They pulled me off the top bunk. The SWAT team did, and they turned me right around. They put handcuffs on me, and they very, not really rough, but pretty aggressive, got me out the front door and walked me straight over to their car and started shoving pictures of my face. That's how they did that. I was detained, basically. That's arrest. When they put handcuffs on you, that's detaining you. In my mind, that's arresting me. And basically, when I'm sitting outside, it's about 45 minutes they're interrogating me. I should have, probably said no, I basically probably would have said, not without an attorney, if I was by myself, but I had this entire family that was drug out of this house, and I just needed to cooperate the best I could. So I told them exactly what I was able to tell them, and they didn't believe me, and that's fine. They're still watching me, whatever. And but what they did was very wrong. One of the deputies told the family members that Charles Dyer's on his way here with explosives to kill people. They said that to kill people. They had this family freaked the fuck out. They don't know anything about Charles Dyer. Okay, so
oh my God.
Yeah, they told
him. The FBI told me that it hasn't been released yet, but they're about to do a national media blitz. They're going to put his face on all major news channels, and they're going to put it out there that he's armed and dangerous.
That's because they're setting him up.
Well, that's why we've got to. I've set up with an attorney to negotiate a safe return.
No. What we need to do is we don't need any more attorneys. I told Amelia what I was planning on doing, and it's this U.S. Observer.
I understand. I've been looking at this U.S. Observer thing, and so far it looks like they can help. But the first thing, that's putting the cart before the horse. I've got contact with media, national media, who are some of the producers for the MTV thing that we were doing.
Well, I have a recorded conversation with the agent out of Oklahoma, the one that's in charge of this entire circus. I have a 30-something minute conversation I recorded of him because he called me right after they left, and he. No, it's not Gene Pool. It's Agent Western, Ken Western.
Oh, Ken Western.
The buddy with Brick Light, And he tells me, he blatantly tells me that there is not any charges for arson on Charles Dyer. That they know that the weapon charge has been dropped, and they're aware of that. There's no federal charges on that. There's no federal charges on Dyer. I'm like, then what the hell are you involved in this then for? Why are you involved?
Now it's flight to avoid prosecution. He's left the state of Oklahoma. Now hopefully he's hiding out in the woods somewhere in Oklahoma and never left the state. That way there's not a federal charge on
I
it.
told these guys I hope he runs as fast and as far as he can until this gets sorted. I would have done the same fucking thing. I don't care what you guys think. I'm going to help this guy until he feels like he can get here. But right now there's no way in hell I would try to draw this or try to even help you guys get this guy to come back home. There's no fucking way. Not after what they did to me. Not after what they did to me. They're going to shoot that guy.
I understand. Hold on, slow down now. I understand his concern. I believe him. He has every right to be concerned about the street. He's been pushed for 2 years. However, there is no way this is going to get better as long as he's on the run.
Well, if we can get this whole thing squashed, there shouldn't even be a trial because there's no charges to stick this crime to his name.
Right.
There's nothing.
But the problem is there's no avenue in our laws, constitutional or otherwise, other than a court.
A governor's pardon.
Even the Constitution says that he has to go to trial.
He went to trial, okay, but when your trial's corrupt and you're not being.
I understand it. That's why I still want the governor to appoint a special investigator to oversee the judicial process to make sure that his rights are not squashed. Here's what I'm trying to do, and just so you know, I want trial to be overseen so that he gets a chance to present his defense, because I do believe if he gets a fair trial, he'll be acquitted. The guy will walk.
I believe that people understand that there hasn't even been an investigation, and the DA has lied. This whole thing is a setup, and we have proof to prove this is set up. I believe the whole thing, if this governor will look at the details and realize there are no charges to charge this man or even to try to have a trial with, the whole thing is bullshit.
The only way a governor can do that is to appoint a special prosecutor. A special investigator.
Well, that's why I wanted this U.S. Observer people. I think that they have the power.
Now, what I'm going to try to do, and I'm going to be calling our office again Monday morning, with the media, if I can get the media to document as much of this as possible, then I can use that as pressure on the governor's office by saying, listen, this is going to the media. You have the opportunity to resolve this peacefully.
Yep.
This is a resident of your state, and if you refuse, it will go out on the news that you refuse to even get involved in solving this problem.
He's a Marine. we can just get the stupid, if we can just show the corruption, I think people will start feeling bad. And this Timothy McVeigh stuff is...
Timothy McVeigh was never malicious. That's a bunch of bullshit. Look, that's a whole different story. It has nothing to do with Charles.
And I know it doesn't, but it has to do with the image that they're creating right now. They're saying this stuff, the media, for a reason.
I want you to slow down. Give me 30 seconds, okay? All right. When this national media blitz goes out, every uniformed cop in the U.S. will be looking to gun him down. They'll be completely justified in the eyes of the public and the law because he'll be listed as armed and dangerous. And they will pound his reputation into dust.
They already have.
Well, not yet, but they're about to. And as long as he's on the run, he's in serious danger.
Well, let's get $10,000 and let's get these people to help to start now. I'm fixing to sell my car.
Well, hold off on that right now because Amy, I told her how to contact Hammond, make him return the money. Any money that he's going to keep, he has to provide her an itemized billing breakdown. If he refuses or even hesitates, she understands that she's supposed to tell him that she will contact the Oklahoma Bar Association and file an immediate complaint against him for theft.
How long before she gets the money? How long?
Well, I don't know. I just talked to her yesterday.
Oh, okay.
So, and they were getting overwhelmed. Check this shit out. While I was on the phone with his mom, a phone call came and she said, hold on, this is a toll-free number. Let me see who this is. So I stood by. She came back on. This is the second time in 2 days someone has been calling her and trying to get money out of her, saying, if you'll give me this money here, I'll make sure that Charles gets clear of all charges. They're trying to extract money from this fucking family who's already been through the ringer for 2 years. I can't believe fucking vultures coming out of the woodwork trying to make money on this shit.
Yeah, people are disgusting. There's some fund that says they've got $5,000 somewhere that's been raised. I don't know where it's at, but Amy, the sister, told me about that yesterday. She saw something that has $5,000 in it. So.
Well, right now, the first thing is safe return. I mean, the only way that's going to happen, we got to get him in before the media blitz.
He's not going to come back here with all this crap going on. He's not going to come back here. There's no way.
Well, that's who's called to make. I just want to pass the information on that there are options. It's getting worse by the day.
Oh, I know. I'm watching it. And I saw how they're going to treat the way they treated me, and the way that they were just they don't care about your rights. They're very, very aggressive, and they were ready to rock and roll. And what concerns me is if one of these family members would have had a bald head and would have been sleeping face down, I don't know what these guys would have done. Okay, because they thought Charles was in the house.
Don't pass that information around because that's, oh my God. All right.
That's how bad that was. I mean,
as I said, I've got one attorney in Kansas and one here in Florida that will negotiate his safe return and ensure that happens.
Start? Do it.
And then, on top of that, calls into the governor. I really think we can put pressure on the governor through the media.
Well, what we need to,
but if we wait until this media blitz goes out.
Well, let's do it today. Start today. I'm just trying to I have to get money before I can do any help. Everyone wants money. I called this U.S. Observer yesterday. That's the route I'm going to try to help with, is because I need some help too. Now, because they are dragging me into this, and which is fine. I expected them to question me. I just didn't expect the weapons and the guns and all that yesterday. It was really bad.
Did you see what hate trackers did to you?
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, they served me up there. They put a picture. That's fine. Yes, I have a federal conviction for that. I defrauded the government in 2000.
I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit about that. I just wanted to be know about it.
Shame on Debbie for defrauding the government. I'm such a bad person. I've been waiting for hate trackers to grab me, but they're trying to make him sign sound like a womanizer and like he's making me do this and he's going to throw my body.
I know. Well, listen, hate trackers, they don't have, their intel comes from RAM.
And RAM comes from Rick.
Yeah, I haven't been on RAM. I don't go on there. I haven't even clicked on it to see what they're writing about this shit because I know it'll just infuriate.
Oh, Minuteman's the hero. Charles Dyer and him are heroes. He's gonna save the whole thing. He says, and yeah, whatever, Rick. I can't wait to expose him. I mean, for him to be in, and this Western, Ken Western, this FBI guy, he's the head honcho of this ring circus. Okay, he told me in a 30-minute conversation that he, in the very kind of like close to the end, I asked him. I said, so do you really think Charles Dyer did this, raped his daughter? And he thinks that Charles Dyer's guilty. And I'm like, what are you doing involved in this? And why is Rick White so close to you then? And why are we even having this conversation? Because I think he's innocent. You think he's guilty. So we're not working on the same team here. You know, and why have you been involved from day one? And why go ahead.
Well, I think it's unethical for Western or Poe to go run around telling their personal opinion. I mean, all they're doing is taking jury pool.
That's why I recorded it. I'm gonna expose it. I'm putting it out.
Wait a minute. What state did you call him from?
Florida. He's in Oklahoma.
No, you did not record him.
Why?
You did not.
Well, when I was in Texas, I'll say I was in Texas when I recorded. I can't tell where I was at when I recorded it.
Florida Statute Privacy and Communications Statute 934 clearly states that it is a felony to record someone without their consent.
In either part, no. So I'm sure he was recording me.
Law enforcement is allowed to in the investigation of a potential felony crime.
A potential felony crime. What is potential defined as what?
Well, if they think that you're harboring a fugitive, then they can investigate and record you. And if he's recording you from Oklahoma, then that's okay. But you did not record him because of Florida statutes.
If they think that I'm harboring a fugitive, just thinking that, you have to have some sort of. That's what blows me away.
Are you listening to me at all?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I don't really care about the laws at this point, about these stupid laws. I'm all about exposing the bullshit. Okay, and there's a lot of bullshit that these guys are doing, and it's unbelievable. I want to expose these guys, and if you expose these guys, and the public sees the corruption, then it's going to.
If you're in jail, you can't do a damn thing for Charles.
Well, you're right, but hopefully, I don't know. It just seems like how come hate trackers can do all this stuff and make shit up, but then when you have the actual truth.
Most of the states around the United States are what they call one-party state, which means just one party, one person in the conversation must be aware of reporting. Florida is not.
Okay.
Florida is a two-party state, and it is a third-degree felony.
All right, then I won't do it. I wish I could. Because I've got a great. He literally admits that Charles is not guilty of quite a few of these crimes that everyone, including the media, is making him out to be guilty of. And
Do you have any attorney friends at all?
I don't want an attorney. I'm going for this U.S. Observe. I don't have an attorney.
No, I'm just talking about someone that you can talk to. I can't give you legal advice. I'm not an attorney. I work with them, but I don't.
I'll take your
Well,
legal advice.
I work with attorneys, but I really would hope that, because of how deep you are in this, that you would have some professional legal advice.
All right. Well, I'll wait then, but I'd still cover my ass, and definitely. So I have Sheriff McKinney on record, and he said many
If
things.
you called him from Texas, that's fine.
All right.
But, yeah, if you recorded him from Texas, you haven't broken any laws, but from Florida, that's a different story.
How would they know then? I mean, would they really know? I mean, if he's telling the truth, then he's got nothing to worry about, right? He's an FBI agent, right? He should be telling the truth.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Right now, at this point, you and I and anybody else has to live filthy white, because anything that they can arrest us for can place pressure on us.
Right.
It doesn't matter if they're right or wrong. I mean, they have a
they're doing? You know what they're going to do to him? They're creating another false flag possible event, and they're going to use the name Charles Dyer as the one who did it.
Yeah, but he's helping them. He's helping them by being on the run.
Well, I'm sure.
He's giving them everything they need to destroy the patriot movement again.
No, we're gonna steer it in the right direction. I mean, I really have faith in God, and I really believe that we can do this. But we have to come up with, unfortunately, money very fast. And the only way that I can personally come up with money is selling my vehicle out here. I've got a Yukon Denali paid off. I'm just going to find someone today to maybe sell me a $3,000 vehicle and take the rest of that money and put it towards, that's how dedicated I am, put it towards this U.S. Observe. I don't have any other money to do this.
That is very honorable. Money will not solve the problem alone.
I know.
Money and a good, solid plan and smart decisions.
Right. Well, I think this U.S. Observe, this is who Charles was actually wanting to hire after he fired his attorney, but they wouldn't let him. I turned him on to...
They won't have a choice in that if we can get somebody involved outside of fucking Stevens County.
That's why this U.S. Observe, they've been doing this for 30 years. I talked to the guy for a while. I've talked to him like 4 different times. Amy, the sister...
You know that he was granted his change of venue, right?
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was. Ask his mother.
Well, that's...
He was on Saturday, they granted his change of venue. Now, granted, it's not very far away, but it's out of Stevens County.
Well, I don't know what they did or didn't, but I don't know why all of a sudden overnight these guys are going to start doing the right thing for Charles. I think they're just trying to bait him, is what I think. I don't know. I just know what I've witnessed myself, and...
Well, his mother has the order.
Oh, does she?
Yes, she has the order granting of the extension and the change of venue.
That's wonderful, but all we have to do is we could have, should have, would have, he's gone. So the best we can do at this point is try to be his voice for him and try to set the pieces in place to where we can get control of the situation. And that's all we can do.
That's not how, even constitutionally, that's not how the system works.
The system is not working, period, for him.
He has the right to face his accusers, but he has to fix them.
And I believe that. I think you're right. But obviously, when he went to face his accusers the first time, his attorney didn't do shit for him, and they lied to the jury.
That's right. You're right. Hammond absolutely must be fired.
And you know what? You know what this Ken Western said to me when I brought up the corruption of the lying and the misinformation of the DNA evidence? He said, and how the investigation hasn't even happened. I mean, this is what I'm hung up on. These are the facts I'm hung up on. The DNA evidence shows he was not, and Ken Western even admits that, yeah, there's no DNA, connection there. He agrees. But what gets me is that there has been no investigation. Mrs. Dyer has never been investigated or asked any questions on this child that was supposedly raped under her roof. That's where one of these alleged rapes supposedly happened, was in her home. And Mandy, the girlfriend, was supposedly home during the second time he violently raped his daughter. She's never been questioned, and neither has Charles. No one has ever asked any questions. Okay?
I know.
So therefore, that I'm hung up on that. So when I told this to Ken West, he tells me it's the attorney's job to make that. I'm like, what do you mean it's the attorney's job to have an investigation done? That has nothing to do with the attorney. That's the police and the sheriff's office and the DHS. I mean, that's the investigative department, not your attorney. I mean, he was just saying crazy shit to me. I think he thinks I'm stupid. I don't know.
There was a comedian years ago who said, you got to keep this in mind about people. Somewhere on the planet is the worst doctor in the world. That's true in all professions.
Yep. Well, this is a man's life on the line, life in prison. So, anyhow, we know how this has all gone. We can talk till we're blue in the face about the whole mess of the things, but...
So, this has to go in sequence, okay? And right now, Charles, yes, he's going to have to sit in jail till trial. He's going to have to. Turn his foot in. Then we can get this shit out of Duncan, Oklahoma. Well, it's already out of Duncan. I guess he's going to believe that.
I'm not talking to Charles Dyer. I don't know why everyone thinks I wish I could get a hold of him.
You're saying it to me, so that means, whoever you're talking to, you're saying it, and the word's going to spread through the network, and he's going to hear, listen, man, if you come in, you're going to get killed.
That's what I'm just telling you this because of what I went through yesterday. That was so unnecessary. They really thought that he was in that house with me. Okay? And so I experienced how this is going to go down for that man. And they told this family that I'm with that he was on his way to kill them and he has a box of explosives. A total lie. They're fear-mongering, okay? They're setting the stage there for something very, very big. Okay, they're setting the stage.
So you tell me how they're going to justify it to me. If an attorney is involved who has negotiated a safe return that he can turn himself in, and then when he comes to turn himself in with an attorney, they kill him. How the hell are they going to justify that to me?
They're going to justify it like this. They're already this is what I think is going to happen. It's very simple. The media is already telling people that he is affiliated. We know it's bullshit, but they're already telling people that he's affiliated with Timothy McVeigh's militia. That's the new rumor going around the net. I see it on the Oklahoma news. So they're already setting the stage for the Timothy McVeigh militia. They're saying that he's dangerous and he's got weapons and explosives with him. And they're also saying now that he wants to kill people. Okay, and they're also saying Obama is now saying, a few days ago, Alex Jones was on a big rant on his show talking about how he sees a terrorist attack coming again, and Obama is saying that his concern is not Al-Qaeda, it's the lone wolf, white man, right-wing extremist.
I've seen all these things, I'm aware of that.
That's what I see happening.
All right, okay, so in perfect world that you envision, this is the way I understand it, so please tell me where I'm wrong. Charles stays on the run, he stays under the radar, and somehow magically his charges go away.
I mean, that would be beautiful.
Do you think that's possible at all anywhere?
I don't know. I don't have the know-how to do it, but he's tried to contact the governor. She ignored him. I tried to contact the governor, and whoever else maybe did. So the only hope that I have for this deal for Charles is this U.S. Observe, because they've been doing it for 30 years. They're not attorneys. They seem like they have the balls, first of all, they have the know-how, and they will walk into these departments and stop this. They know exactly what needs to be done, what needs to be filed, and how to get control of this. They've been doing corruption of government stuff for many, many years, and they just seem like they really know what the hell they're doing. I don't know how to do that kind of thing. I mean, he'll have the know-how to walk into the DA's office, walk into wherever he's got to go, and shove paperwork in their faces and get this stuff dropped. I mean, there's no charges.
Now, I've been working in the legal system for 20 years, and I'm telling you that I've never even heard of anything like that ever existing.
What do you mean? Being able to know how to get things to go away? Well, if you know how to speak the talk and you know who to speak with and you have the right kind of experience, I think that it'd be good for all of us to learn our rights. And there's really no evidence to keep him under this charge. I mean, I don't know how they're even getting away with it. There's nothing to. I took the time when I went on the Oklahoma Bureau of Investigation's website. There's a whole online free tutorial you can take. It's really supposed to be for prosecutors, district attorneys, those kind of people in the system that are familiar or that are working with DNA evidence. Okay, and so it was free. I can send you a link. I took the time, took a few hours. I took the little course on what the DNA evidence, how it's supposed to be presented, how to investigate it, how to collect it. I mean, the whole shebang. And everything that this fucking county has done with this DNA evidence is completely against their own protocol. Okay? Totally.
That's why someone outside of government needs to oversee this.
The whole thing, there's lies. I mean, the whole thing is a setup. I mean, it's so plain elementary. People would just take time to look at it. So I don't know how to go in there and make this stuff go away. But there's really, if you look at the hardcore facts that they're trying to shove down this, man on his name, none of it is valid. There's nothing there. There's nothing to tie him to this crime except one little girl's statement. And you cannot convict or even charge somebody on a statement. You can't do it. And that's what they're trying. And if they needed, all they needed to prosecute him with, then that's all they would have needed from the very beginning. None of this other DNA stuff and all this other crap would have even been necessary. They would have tried to convict him on her statement alone. But the statement, even her statement, is
you seem to have the opinion that if he goes to trial again, then it's going to be exactly the same.
I don't know. I mean, when I started understanding all the facts of this case, it's complete. There is nothing to even have a trial with. There's nothing. There was nothing.
Right.
There's nothing.
But our Constitution sets up the court system. Now, if the courts operate within constitutional guidelines, and I say if because it was obvious that in Duncan, Oklahoma, during the last trial, they did not. But if the courts, if we can force them to, and we can do this through the media and through a special investigator by the governor's office or the state attorney's office, then they won't have any choice but to go through the trial exactly as it should be done. And then he will be acquitted. I do believe that. The evidence will clear him.
Right.
But until then, that is the only situation that can work out in his favor. That's it.
Or if the governor would look at this stuff, the governor would just sit down at her desk and look at this stuff and see that there's no charges, there's no crime, there's no evidence.
What a governor does, she's not the end-all, be-all, brilliant mind of the state. She's just the most charismatic person that won the position. She's going to appoint someone who is a specialist in this area to look at it and then advise her on what to do.
All right. I think they should investigate the investigations, what I think. I think they should investigate Stevens County to see how crooked they are, and that once they see that.
And the only way we the people can do that is through the media. Get the media to expose the corruption.
Let's do it. Yeah, let's do it.
But you can't do it with local media because they're all in bed together. That's a little small, good old boy network, and nobody wants to step on anybody's toes because they all have to go to the same little post-up restaurants and play golf on the same little shitty golf courses. They're all in bed together. It's got to come from outside the county.
I agree. I mean, I don't know why you think I'm working against this. I'm not. I'm not working against it at all. I mean,
I don't think that's going to matter at all if this national media blitz goes out and his face is plastered everywhere, and then they put that former combat Marine and Marvin Dangerous militia.
So what do you want? Then do something. And what are you waiting on? I don't know what you're waiting on then. So you got the people. I mean, I don't have any.
What I'm waiting on is Charles' safe return. He has to be back.
You're not going to do anything until he comes back?
No. I'm doing everything I can to get the other things set up, but the first thing is first, and that's saving his life. Okay, well, I don't know how to get a hold of the guy, and if that's what you're trying to say, I don't know what to tell you, because I honestly don't believe he's just going to walk right back in here. Okay, he's not going to walk right back in here right now. If you can pave the way now and stop talking, all this talk is just talk. Let's get some action going. I went side by side with him.
I don't think I don't know what to say to you. I cannot get a hold of him. There's no way to get a hold of him, and that's just the way it is, so I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to say.
I went him with an MTV film crew.
Well, if people can say anything, get the shit together and let's see what you can come up with.
All right, then I'll be in touch with you later today.
Like proof of this stuff, not just people talking shit,
Okay, I've worked with the call-in. The guy's name is Vincent Venturella, and he is in Oklahoma right now.
Interesting. Why doesn't he get on mainstream media and send a message to Charles live on mainstream media right now and say, this is what we got going for you, dude?
Well, I just told him last night. He's just getting word of this. He's deciding which is that first he's going to get some filler footage shot of Governor's Mansion and the state capitol. And then he's going to call me, and so that I can call Jan to ask if she wants to speak to him to make a statement to them. She's been it before. Van has been to her house. She knows who he is.
This is what I would do then. I would start painting before they can get to the media. We should squash their bullshit before it even gets out there, and we should have your media people make a a public statement saying that Charles Dyer is not affiliated with any Timothy McVeigh militias. He's not affiliated with anyone. He has no explosives.
There's no such thing as like Timothy McVeigh.
We know this, but the people out there don't know this. This is what they're saying right now. I know that there's not, but the stupid sheeple out there don't know this, and this is what Oklahoma's news is saying. They're putting his picture up with Timothy McVeigh. Okay, we need someone to fix that.
Okay. All right. Then I'll give you a call later today. I've been talking to Kobe this morning. So as soon as he speaks to me, we'll work something out. I'll be on the phone to you.
And his life was in danger. That's why he fled. And he was afraid if he went to his mom and dad's house after his house was leveled to the ground, that he was going to put their lives in danger. So if people can only understand the reasons why he left, it's because he felt like he was in danger and his life and his family's life could possibly be in danger. That's why he left. Okay?
I know that. And I told them that last night. I told the FBI agent that. See, the agents that were here know nothing about his case. They didn't even know about the fire.
Isn't that terrible? That's what I told the same guys that were out here. I'm like, do y'all even know who you're going after? And they start saying he is a domestic terrorist and your people in your militia. I was like, no. You're not going to sit there and say people like me. And first of all, this is not about a militia. Okay, this is about a man who's being wrongfully accused, and there's proof to show that he's innocent. That's what y'all should, before you come and storm through someone's home with armed rifles and shit, you should maybe take a little time to read who you're going, what you're doing and who you're going after. I think that would be very smart to do, don't you?
They did that, it wouldn't change to their actions. They're even worse. The FBI agent, the way he explained it was flash comes across our desk, says national manhunt, and so we have to follow every lead. We don't know anything about his case whatsoever.
Why are you saying we? What do you mean?
I'm sorry?
Why are you saying we? You're saying we like you're part of that. What do you do for the FBI?
We don't know anything about it. Him in his office, the FBI office here, we don't know anything about it.
Oh, okay.
We just know that there's a national manhunt for this individual.
Right. Is it national already? They keep saying national, but I don't see it on any other station except Oklahoma at the moment.
Well, if they've already, I don't know if they've been up to seeing Nancy or not, but if they've already been here, they've been to you, and they've been to Orlando.
They're not going to go to Nancy Genovese. Why would they go to Nancy Genovese? Come on. That's a fucking joke. I swear to God.
Let me ask you this. You know they're charged with this investigation.
Nancy works for them.
We need to question everybody that you can establish, because listen, people think the internet's insecure. It's not.
Why?
The first time the agents were here, they told me, plain on base, we have nothing but scores of people that sit around and do nothing but scour the internet. They know everything you've written, I've written.
I don't care. That doesn't bother me. I hope they do.
Answer your question. You asked why would they go see Nancy? Because they know that Charles and Nancy have had correspondence in the past.
Nancy works for them. They're not going to go after Nancy, just like they're not going to go after Rick, just like they're not going to go after Jim Stackowick, okay? All these people, they're on the same network, a team, okay? They're all disinformation agents, COINTELPRO, whatever you want to call them.
What do you mean she works for them?
Nancy is not a good patriot. She's working against Charles Dyer. She's like a female version of Jim Stack, but on a nicer level. Her job is to be very close to Miss Dyer, to make it look like...
I don't feel like she was an actual paid agent. I've never met her.
She very well could be. She's a disinformation. She's supposed to be getting 70s, like all these millions of dollars to make, and that's bullshit. She's just using that. They're letting her make it look like she's going to get this money, so people think she's actually can get things done. She's a soccer mom who got browbeaten. She's fighting the system, and she's actually winning and making a success of it. Okay, Nancy is a bad apple. I know this for a fact. She's bad. She's the reason why.
I didn't know. I've heard her name, and I've never spoken to her.
Miss Dyer loves her, and that's exactly what's supposed to happen. She's done her job very good with Miss Dyer. She's the one that, when I did the $1 for Dyers, she's the one that worked against it with Miss Dyer. She's the one that, she didn't help spread that message. She's the one that takes links down, and she's like a Jim, but like I said, a female version. Anything that's good, that's real genuine, that can actually become some really support, she's there to confuse, disrupt, and just make it go away, basically. She's very good. And, yeah.
I've seen people do that before. I mean, we are very aware of some other people that are like that.
And there's lots of them out there. You can tell by people's actions, yeah, she's not genuine. She's bad. Yeah.
Well, let me speak with Ben this morning now. Like I said, he's on Oklahoma time, so right now it's only 7:45 there.
All right.
But I think, I'll have to wait. What time does Jan usually get up? I don't want to call her too early. I know she's going through a lot of stress.
I would probably maybe call her around 9:30 or so. I wouldn't call her too early. Her husband's not doing real well.
I know. She told me.
Question for you. I've got a question. Are y'all able to come up with any money to help